511. Seeing as the author has already approached the front, he has been recognized for his formal and opening statement. You may begin when ready.
Mr. Chair, Mike Petersen, Republic of Texas. Governor Morris.
Delegate, I'm pausing your time for a moment. Could you turn on the mic? Good, thank you.
Petersen, Republic of Texas. Gouverneur Morris, a member of the 1787 Constitutional Convention stated regarding apportionment. If we can't agree on a rule of apportionment that will be just at this time, how can we expect to find one that will be just in times to come? Surely, those who come after us will judge better of things present than we can of things future. The 14th Amendment, Section 2, first sentence of the United States Constitution states that representatives shall be apportioned among the several states according to their respective numbers, counting the whole number of persons in each state, excluding Indians not taxed. Well, at first glance, this amendment seems quite logical. There's a large fallacy present. The 14th Amendment was originally one of 3 Reconstruction Amendments passed in order to allow slaves to now have freedom throughout society and all life by giving them full apportionment. But it's the last part of this clause that we must focus on today. Exemption. According to the Constitution, every 10 years a census must be performed. And while, of course, this is necessary, it has been applied incorrectly. In 2010, it was estimated that of the 307 million people in the United States of America, 11 million were illegal immigrants or undocumented residents. Which insinuates that not only were they now accounted for, but now play a role in the zoning of congressional districts. As if gerrymandering does not already skew these lines enough, accounting for illegal immigrants not only waters down the validity of the Electoral College, but also the power of the legal resident and the citizen's voice. For example, the most recent apportionment created 4 seats in Texas alone, where there were 3 directly from undocumented citizen apportionment. Quote, since the late 1960s, the main immigrant destination states have been Arizona, California, Florida, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, and Texas. And after congressional reapportionment in 2000, California gained 3, Florida 1, and North Carolina 1, for total in 5, simply based off of their illegal immigrant and undocumented resident population. And in 2010, Texas, of its 4 seats, gained 3 due to its illegal immigrant population. Let me put it this way. Give me a break of that Kit Kat bar. You got Bill, Bob, Joe, and Jim. But then you get Clayton who comes along. Clayton's Bob's friend. Now, should these guys give him a piece of their Kit Kat bar? No. Just Clayton's one friend should give up the apportionment so that everybody else can have their portion of which they deserve of their Kit Kat bar. So I ask you, don't steal the Kit Kat bar from the states who deserve it. In essence, and also, the election of the president and the legislature is very integral to apportionment. The number of representatives apportioned to each state corresponds with the number of electoral college delegates. For example, apportionment influences the executive branch of government in that, not excluding undocumented residents, essentially steals seats. For example, you have 435 seats in the House. Instead, if you divide it by 307 million people, including these residents, you are stealing votes from states such as Montana, Mississippi, Michigan. Because if you take one seat from a state that has 5 representatives, and you give those seats to Texas, who has 36 representatives, and now you give 36 electoral college votes to the president, who's now, because you're accounting for those illegal immigrants, you are taking votes based off of their apportionment. Secondly, times are not altered from James Madison's statement that basing apportionment on total population would cause the most populous states to have an interest in exaggerating their inhabitants. To today, according to Orlando Rodriguez, who wrote both of these, total population creates an incentive for states to either encourage or tolerate illegal immigration. It distorts political representation. Both parties fall ill to temptation of simply seeking selfish state power. The Democratic Party looks to massive immigration, legal and illegal, as a source of voters. And the Republican Party looks at massive immigration, legal and illegal, as a source of cheap labor. I ask you to do
time for introductory remarks has come to an end. The floor now open for 4 minutes of technical, non-debatable questions. Are there any such questions on the floor? Yes. Washington, Georgia, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, New York, Louisiana, Florida, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, South Carolina in the back, Michigan right here. Either one.
Amanda Johnson, Michigan delegation. Are legal residents counted in the numbers reapportionment is based off of?
Are illegal residents?
Legal residents. Non-citizens, but legal residents.
Yes.
Elizabeth Holland, Georgia delegation. Will this affect how minorities will be represented in the districts?
No, as according to the Supreme Court's mandate, minority districts are still going to tax 65%.
When I ask you to stop, please stop.
No.
It's okay.
Thank you, sir. Chair, my name is Harrison Bulmer, and I am for author. How exactly does the census know when an illegal immigrant is filling out a census?
In the same way the Census Bureau makes projections as to how many citizens and legal residents did not respond to the census.
Thank you.
John Field, the Republic of Texas. Just to clarify, this would be meaning we just do representation based on citizenships who pay taxes, correct?
No, legal residents also, but yes, they're both paying taxes.
I thank you. Candelado in Nuevo Mexico. Do illegal immigrants pay regressive taxes such as property and sales tax?
A portion of them, yes, not all of them, just as some legal and citizens do also.
Thank you.
Thank you. Arizona McDonald. To be clear, the constitutional clause you mentioned in your opening says that apportionment shall be determined based on all persons in the state, not citizens, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Omaha, Wisconsin delegation. Does the United States Constitution protect foreigners?
The United Kingdom.
Delegate, that's a non-technical question.
Mohammed Jaganda, everything state of Washington. I'm sorry, excuse my ignorance. What exactly are you proposing?
That we exempt illegal immigrants and undocumented citizens from apportionment and give that say to legal residents and citizens.
Benjamin Quinn, Commonwealth of Massachusetts delegation. Just for clarification, are you proposing that illegal immigrants be counted in the census but not considered when it comes to apportionment? Or not?
Correct, but they will still be under representation.
Shane from Georgia, do you have any statistics on what the total amount of congressmen have been added due to illegal immigration?
Yes. In 2010, Arizona gave 2, California 1, Colorado 1, Florida 2, Texas 3, Nevada 1.
Mia Leone, Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Does this clause in the Fourth Amendment exclude counting non-tax Indians but include non-tax paying immigrants?
The only reason that clause is still in there, but it's not applicable anymore, is because in 1940 the Attorney General ruled that there's no longer any non-tax non-tax Indians in the country anymore.
Andrew Reed, Washington State. So illegal immigrants are currently counted and represented in the apportionment?
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you, sir. Chair Paige from the great state of New York. Has there been anything similar to your proposal that has been presented in Congress before?
I'm glad you asked. Not exactly, but there was that would offer, simply basically offer citizens in 2005 by Candace Miller of Michigan, but I did not agree with that because that's exempting legal residents who have worked hard and done everything right in this country.
Thank you, author. Any further questions on the floor? Yes, Baker from Florida, California, Virginia, Texas, D.C. in the back, Texas right here, Louisiana.
Thank you, sir. Chair, my name is Drew Baker, and I am from Florida. Are illegal residents still considered constituents of their districts?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Montreal, Texas. Was the illegal residency a problem before the amendment was passed?
I'm sorry, Delegate, I believe that's been non-technical.
Ryan Maher from the California delegation. What will happen to the representatives who have gained their seats recently because of the influx of illegal immigrants?
This will simply just be, and the next census will be reapplied.
Andrew Range, Commonwealth of Virginia. How many legal citizens have been convicted of tax fraud? Legal citizens.
I do not know the facts.
Brianna O'Rourke, Louisiana. Thank you, Chair. How is the whole number of persons in each state currently calculated?
By census response.
Thank you.
Camilo Rivera, District of Columbia delegation. Just to clarify, so